Lion King prequel cast.
Oh, we're live.
Oops.
Are we live? See,
Yeah.
my thing doesn't say if I'm live or not. My fucking computer.
Tell me when you
Oh.
see the live logo.
Do you not see it at all?
Oh, now I see it.
15
Dang,
seconds.
15-second delay.
Awful.
Damn. Can you imagine, like, actually 15 seconds where we're just like, what do you think, Evan? Thanks, guys. We're out here. Like,
Oh my god.
That would be awkward.
what's going on, guys? Welcome to episode number 49. But it's not just episode number 49. It's here. I'm a fucking madman, and
What are we talking about today? This the new Spencer trailer? Right?
Yeah,
We're breaking
dude.
that down? Oh, wait, no. The Last Duel. I think we're doing the Last
Oh
Duel.
yeah.
yeah.
Candyman did have a final trailer. Candyman had a final trailer.
Yeah, you had to say his name 5 times.
The Kingsman trailer that came out today.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, that's what I saw last night. It was like set a reminder. I was like, what? There's another?
That poor
Like
movie.
5
that poor
trailers at
movie.
this point. I'm like, yo.
That is a thing.
Seriously though, we are discussing the Spider-Man No Way Home teaser trailer. It's not a fucking teaser trailer at all.
It's a full trailer.
It really is. But that's Sony for you. And we're breaking down everything. I'm bringing some potentially spoilery, scoopy angles to this. So if you don't want to hear any of that, back out while you can. Go in as marketing blind as possible, even though Sony does so much. Joining us today, we have Evan.
Yeah, I'm excited. Just tweeting out the announcement there on our Twitter feed. I'm super excited because this is a trailer I've been waiting for my whole life. Really, no, I really wasn't. But
Oh shit! Evan has my script. Sorry, guys.
Oh yeah.
Spider-Man is my absolute favorite superhero. I love Spider-Man. I'm just seemingly not as excited as Nathan. Nathan's just on a whole other
See
level.
my reaction?
He's on a new level.
I'm
on a new level.
But yeah, I'm super stoked. There's a lot of good things. I'm actually more optimistic about this movie having seen the trailer. And I've come around on some things after I've seen the first trailer as well. So I can't wait to dive in with you guys.
Also joining us, we have Carson without his amazing girlfriend.
Yeah, I was so tired I almost didn't catch that and it would have popped up. But I caught it. Anywho, yeah, it's been a wild ride with this thing. I watched it in like negative 280p on
Yeah, I would not.
What day was that?
That was
Monday?
That was
Tuesday?
Sunday.
Sunday?
I think it dropped Monday, but it leaked Sunday evening.
Sunday evening, you're right.
I was at work, and Carson specifically texted me, "Hey man, it leaked. Look out!" And I'm like, "That's why I cast him." Like,
Well, I knew. I'm like, this poor man is literally at Target, like oblivious. Unless
I
some
really
cus-
was. As soon as he texted me, I'm just standing there. I'm like, okay, I'm monitoring self checkout. I'm just like,
Everything's changed, but nothing's changed.
like it's that pulse effect of just like a blurred version of myself, just like.
Yeah.
Can you not have your phone on the job?
I mean, you can, but I mean, you're not supposed to just be like looking at it.
I'm constantly looking at it. Anyways, yeah, it was like, man, it was just like weird because I'm like, okay, like that's like an early, but it's gonna be a different trailer, and then it ends up being the exact thing, and I'm like,
Which,
dang.
thank God I didn't watch it.
But yeah, lots of fun stuff to break down. I think I'm in Evan's camp. I'm a little more on board with some of this stuff, a little confused by some stuff, and I think we're having a lot of stuff out of context, which
Get ready
is
for some
fun
context.
in Marvel's marketing, so in Sony, I suppose.
Yeah.
So hopefully they don't spoil that all in the second trailer. So I'm excited to break this down because there's a lot.
Yeah. I do have one final question though, Carson. Who fed the cast last night?
Unfortunately, I took the one for the team.
You took the L. I knew you would.
And so yeah.
Okay, good.
And Kelly's at work until 12, so I will be night 5 in a row.
Makes
I have to
sense.
sustain my children.
Me doing the bare minimum.
A happy Lupin is a happy Carson. Oh wow!
No, Nathan's got
There we
all
go.
the discs. Oh, you even got the PlayStation game?
Even the
I
video
do.
game. I see
It's in
that.
the thumbnail. If you look, the PlayStation logo. This is the exact order I held it. It wasn't clickbait. Seriously though, we're gonna be getting into this. I am very excited. Check out my reaction if you haven't. I screamed 4 times. Screamed.
I would even go like
Stopped.
screech. I wasn't
Yeah.
even like when you said you did that. I was like, oh, I thought you were just be like, ah, no. It was like
It was involuntary. I was like,
it was deep within. I don't even know. That was
19 years of buildup coming out that you didn't know was building up.
yeah, man. Crazy.
Hello, Ben.
Ben, what's up?
Hello, mate.
Ben, look, you're a spoiler man, so you don't care. I'm diving into scoop leak stuff to get context of this trailer, so fair warning. But yeah, I agree. So yeah, we're gonna be jumping into this. We got captions going on for it, 0.25 speed, all that jazz. Thank you for skipping the 5-second ridiculousness.
Yeah, I fucking hate that.
I literally in my video, I'm just like, fucking. I know how this shit rolls. I've waited too long.
I saw that. I'm like, come on now. Come on.
No, it's too much. The fucking mirror dimension dip. Like, come on. Let me just watch it on my own.
Yeah, man.
I miss the good old days.
I can't believe this actually dropped. Like, I didn't think because we were getting like miscellaneous tweets out of CinemaCon, and like I didn't know if the Sony presentation was actually started or not, and then it just dropped, and I'll have no clues.
Remember that the Sony conference started, and they started diving into the film stuff, and they're like, "We know you all been waiting for Uncharted."
Yeah, and I'm like,
I was like, if you dare rob me of my glory,
Mark Wahlberg as Sully.
no mustache.
Oof.
I already saw a meme that when they cast Mark Wahlberg as Sully, and then it was Uncharted fans, and it was Wong walking out of the end of the portal.
It's
and I was
already
like,
a meme.
goddamn.
Facts.
But most viewed
do it.
trailer of all time, is that
Within 24 hours.
within 24 hours? Is that
Which
the
means
stats?
it's gonna make more than Endgame.
Yes, it is.
No.
I like to believe it's not gonna be more than Endgame.
Probably
but,
a third of Endgame.
I mean, there was a third. I don't know, maybe half.
There was a time where I
A
don't know.
fourth.
Well, there was a time where I thought like Endgame cannot match Infinity War. Absolutely not.
Me too. For me, I was like, maybe.
Yeah.
I think 2.
I thought we reached the peak of hype, and it was like, all right, so
yeah.
but it's still gonna be good. And then
We'll
it was like,
see.
fucking, we broke Star Wars. We broke every pre-sale.
I can't even imagine 350 million opening weekend. That will never be touched again.
Far From Home did what? Like
Opening weekend.
1.1 million world.
Well, on my
Billion
Monday
worldwide.
night screening, it wasn't very full.
Well,
I
It
think
was
it
so
was
weird.
1.0, something like that. 0.98, something like that.
Homecoming did 900.
Flashback to that.
Homecoming did
midnight-
840 or something like that.
Which
Flashback to that midnight in 2019 where I saw a family all dressed in Spider-Man costumes of various degrees. It was so good.
isn't
1.132 for
okay?
Homecoming. Far From Home.
Isn't Far From Home the first $1 billion grossing Spider-Man?
movie? I believe so.
Technically, I mean, probably if you calculated inflation for.
I still think it probably is.
Yeah. So, anyways, kind of a fun little.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Ba, 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 ba. There's no sound. Sorry.
Oh my God, Mephisto!
Where does Emma Stone appear in this? Is this right trailer?
Final trailer.
I've seen everyone picking apart this trailer too.
So I think they're on top of the sanctum on this scene.
I've seen people say that
You
the
actually?
textbook means that bisexual Peter is confirmed. I mean, I'd love to see it, but that's just like the reach.
That's never gonna happen.
The reach in this.
Andrew wanted it. That was cool.
That would have been awesome. Yeah, that's never gonna happen in this universe. Hypnotize females.
So they're trying to escape. They're like, oh, are they gonna be on the run? But no, they're gonna be like kind of like trying to escape a little bit.
And let me say, I am thoroughly happy with how much time they were like devoting to the identity thing. I thought it was going to be like rapid
Right.
like, fix up, but like a good third of this trailer is like the focus on that.
I agree. The crux of this movie is about the
Yeah, even
identity
Doctor
thing.
Strange talks about it.
So I'm very happy about that because I thought like, oh, they're gonna ignore it. This scene's kind of iffy for me. I'm like, they're just reusing the scenes from Far From Home.
I don't think I think this is like immediately after the report. Like, it's like
It looks like the exact same scene though from the end.
That's
of Far From
definitely the
Home.
same shot. This is new.
Same shot. I meant, yeah.
Oh, okay, maybe. But this
Public Enemy #1.
love the classic Spidey imagery. Very cool.
Yeah, nice.
Matt Murdock.
Matt Murdock, is it
Oh
him?
God,
You know,
it's not Matt Murdock.
I
Guaranteed.
think it might be Matt Murdock
I guarantee it's not Matt Murdock.
based on what I've heard.
Everybody in the scene is wearing. Look, if you pause it, this guy is wearing under his coat. He's wearing the same thing the guy puts down right there.
That's his arms.
Yeah, people believe this is Matt.
But like, if that guy put on a jacket, he looks like the same as the other guy. Everybody's wearing the same white tux with gray. It's like all these people have the same thing. So somebody could easily just took off their jacket and slammed the papers down.
Okay, so from the like thing that I've read into, and that this trailer, because it came out before this trailer, and this trailer confirms a lot of it. They suggest that Matt is Peter's lawyer in the beginning of this movie, so it could be him. We don't know.
We've been talking about that for like 8 months.
But a lawyer
Yeah.
doesn't slam paper.
Yeah,
a
but
lawyer
I mean,
doesn't
like,
slam papers down in front of his guy. Who's gonna be like, "Hey, buddy, I'm here to defend you"? It's
Okay,
like, what are you
well,
doing?
the point is though that like Matt will be in the beginning.
I can believe that.
Yeah.
He's not in this trailer though.
Anyway, this is really cool aspect. Zack Snyder's Spider-Man.
Yeah, I do like this whole consequences and all that.
Devil in
Feels like
disguise.
there's
Pause.
actually. Oh, sorry.
Pause on Blonde Flash.
Do we have to? Oh no. It was a choice. It was a choice.
There he is.
Comics, let's go. He's gonna be Agent Venom.
Venom.
I can guarantee you a couple of things in this universe. He will never be Agent Venom, and Ned will never be Hobgoblin. Never.
You're fine. You're
Ever.
right. You're right. You're not wrong. Not in this universe.
Not in this universe. Very true. Yeah, multiverse. You never know.
Same actors.
So again, he's talking with MJ. From the same scene where he was swinging with MJ in the beginning.
This looks like they like probably start swinging, and then this is where Peter gets.
They end
happy
up,
ending.
yeah.
Man's got to go to school.
And this is interesting. Again, half the people agree, or half the people think he is Spider-Man. Other
I
half
had a
don't believe
theory.
him.
I had a theory as to why I think Flash dyed his hair.
The what?
Why?
I think he dyed his hair because like he seemed to be like a big Spider-Man super fan, so maybe he's being ostracized for being a supporter of him. So maybe he goes for a changed appearance.
I like how they're all getting arrested here. Again,
Yeah.
happens probably early on
No question.
in the first act. Yeah.
I've seen lots of Halloween.
Yeah, would this be Halloween? This is Halloween, right? Not
What?
Christmas.
Yeah, well, yeah. So it's probably gonna
Time
go
skip.
through like probably mostly October, and then we'll hit December.
Mm-hmm.
Du-du-du.
So he needs some help. Who does he go to?
Oh.
Who are you gonna call?
I've been seeing like I saw some theory that was like it seems like he's being like nudged towards Doctor Strange. Like I don't know if obviously like the little lights are not like the only signifier that it would make him think of Doctor Strange, but I don't know. I just think there's something sus. Not even with the choice that Doctor Strange makes here. I just think the circumstances are sus.
So on the kickoff, I was like, Strange is being weird, but now I've come around to just like accepting. Like, I think it's Strange.
I've come around to it too.
I think this
playing
is
myself
strange,
in a
but
second. Because
I
used
still
to be
think
like
Strange is
Peter Carson.
vulnerable. Like, what is this snow stuff? Like, I feel like the Sanctum and stuff is vulnerable right now.
I think it's probably like a spell gone wrong right here.
I don't know. I mean, I think he just like it's probably still the snow because the Hulk came down in Infinity War. He doesn't feel like cleaning it up.
No, the thing's like fixed.
The roof was fixed.
Yeah.
When?
I
we
mean,
didn't
that's the
see
easiest
when,
thing
but
to
it just
fix.
is. Yeah. I think this is just like fun magic shit that you missed.
Yeah. Which
It's
is
not-
fair. Yeah, I don't think it's anything too deep. I don't think anybody's controlling Strange here.
Also, I like how Strange looks. He's very cozy, and he still has the cloak over a puffy jacket.
Very cozy. I like it too. Very awesome.
He's in sweatpants. Strange.
So
Oh,
this
hey.
is pause it.
Yeah.
Pause it.
Yeah, it's a homeless shelter
So
or something.
this is Feast,
This is Feast. He's in the black and gold suit,
which we saw in the toys. Yeah.
And some people have pointed out, and like,
what the fuck?
some people have pointed out that there's like bits on the suit that appear to be like how to scratch across. If you like heighten the brightness.
Oh, jeez.
Carson, you had I think it's called One Job.
Jesus.
I think I kind of saw it there.
Yeah.
Why does he? I double click and it goes back out.
Damn.
But yeah, so that black and gold suit, that's the same one where he has like the Doctor Strange powers, right? Rumored to be.
Yeah, we saw like the toys have like the cosmic or the sorcery like around the web shoot.
Yes. So now we're back with the red and black, which is again probably very quick after that swing he's done with MJ.
I feel like a lot of this is like out of order. I think he hops down here, grabs MJ, starts swinging, and then they're apprehended by that helicopter.
Nathan,
yep.
Remember your initial theory was like, oh, you think Strange gets mad at him after the spell or something? What if Strange himself is altered by the spell? I guess I never thought of it in that reverse order of. Like,
I don't think he can.
Well, my report didn't say that.
I don't think he can. I think the person that casts the spell isn't affected by the spell.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. I actually have like a viewpoint on like the spell when we get there, which I'm excited to. So yeah, identity is out, screwed everything.
My entire life got screwed up.
His loved ones are in danger.
I was wondering if maybe you can help a brother out.
Yeah, you can make it so that he never did. Very cool. This.
So okay. Pause it.
Yeah, I'm actually like thinking, is this the same room that he cast the spell in? Because it might not be.
I think it is.
Well,
it's the same level. Like they're in the basement of the sanctum, which is new. We haven't seen this before.
Broken. Like it looks like
this could be post bad spell. I think
could be.
I think we have to like look at that scene again coming up. To see how the pillars look. Looks so regal. Also, I don't care that the
he has the eye Agamotto still.
I think it's just reforged. Symbolic. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think it's symbolic, but it's also I think he still could get like a good power ramp from the amulet, regardless without the time stone.
Sure. I mean, you could store other things in there.
Yeah. It's too dangerous. Don't do this. He's like, oh, it's fine. What could possibly go wrong?
This threw me off initially because I thought it was like he was so fucking serious going against Thanos, but I feel like he has a
pause it here, Carson.
So
I think from my take, I initially was like, what the hell? Because it kind of goes against his character arc a little bit, but then I kind of toned down my stance a little bit.
Me too.
Because Tony Stark, of course, very similar to him, and I'm not saying that like this is Tony levels of idiocy, but by the end of Iron Man 3, we all thought Tony kind of did his full arc. But then in Ultron, he goes around and builds a fucking murder machine. So I think it kind of makes sense where, and I think I was reading somewhere where the writer for Doctor Strange said, Doctor Strange 2, I mean, Michael, whatever,
Waldron.
He said, by Doctor Strange 2 / this film, because they take place around the same time, Doctor Strange is at the height of his power. He thinks he's very strong. He's at the height of his power. He feels like he can do anything. So I think here he's like, I feel like I can do this. I have enough confidence. I fucking defeated Thanos.
Yeah.
I think he's confident here.
I don't think he's in like a cocky state about it either. I think he's just like, I believe I can do this, and I would like to help out this kid.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a good word. I think he's confident, not cocky. Because I think Iron Man was cocky enough to create Ultron, which was not good. And people, even then, like that wasn't a character assassination for even with Bruce. I don't think that was a character assassination for Tony or Bruce because they thought they were doing the world a favor, doing a good thing. I think for here, he's also doing it on a personal level. He's trying to help out Peter. But of course, it does get kind of weird because then he says the multiverse is something we can't explain. I'm like, you should have been prepared for that. Also, Doctor Strange, but we'll see.
Right,
we'll see
especially because it's like.
Well, I think it's like it's so new and like untapped that I think that's why. Like he's not aware of it being like at the extent it is now after Loki. Which I don't even know like where in the time frame we're like really hitting.
We don't know. We don't know if that's going to be
Loki's outside of time anyway. So
Loki's outside of time, but also I think there isn't one way to break open the multiverse. I think this movie is 100% showcasing that. Like Sylvie, what she did is one big way to open up the multiverse, definitely. But also, we saw Wanda kind of do it at the end in the post-credit scenes for WandaVision, where she's like reading a book and peering through the multiverse for her children. And I think Doctor Strange is just doing it in one way as well.
And I think this could be a case where Sylvie has already like branched the multiverse like into these different branches.
Yeah, but Strange is like connecting to it.
Yeah. And I'm going to get into why I think it's spider specific in a second. We gotta get to the spell removers.
Yeah.
Wink.
So yeah, they're going back down to that basement where he was earlier in the trailer.
Yeah.
Probably.
It looks so cool. Oh my god. Like,
I love it.
Defense Against the Dark Arts. It reminds me of
as a big Steve Ditko Stan Lee fan who they both created both of these characters together. It's so great to see them interacting more.
Yeah.
And the way this is being presented, it's so cool. It's like you saw like in my video, I was like so hyped with like the world will freaking Peter Parker Spider. I'm like, holy shit, we're doing this.
So you think he's adding every time he says a name? You think he's adding like a ring and messing with the spell? Was that your theory?
Yeah, that's my theory.
Wait,
so
what?
Right now he's like, that's not how the spell works. When he's like, can't some people know?
I don't think he's adding to it by name, right? Like,
well, like right now he's like.
He's like distracting Strange in a way, but
yeah. So right now he's like I think we're getting an abridged version of this conversation, obviously. So where he's bringing up like MJ, he's like, all right, stop tampering with the spell. I'll add this like little extra bit for you. We'll try to get this as good as we can. And then he keeps trying to add on. He's like, what about Ned? What about May? And he's just like, it's too. And I think every time it does, it's like an extra weight of the magic that like Strange can't.
Yeah.
Really
even in the effects, you can see it's like, see that
it's wobbling. Yeah,
it's wobbling.
It's tilted, yeah.
That's cool.
And he's just like, stop, I can't. And then that's when it bursts. And I think this breaking out as to why it's linking to every Spider-Man is because this spell is connected with Peter himself. And with it bursting out, especially with these many layers, is probably 3 layers. Hey, look at that. Is why we're branching to these 3 different Spider-Man worlds.
And in the center there's that like going to be like that box or whatever.
I
don't think that's the box. But I will be getting into the box soon thereafter.
Didn't we thought the box like contained the villains or something? Or
yeah, I'm still with that.
Okay.
And I think that's why. So it's a thing where the villains are rounded up by Strange in this box, but like.
But then it looks like he's trying to like take it from Peter.
I don't think he's. I always thought that the box held like the original universe, not like the villains.
Well, the report I have is saying it's for the.
Okay, what do you think is going on here? Like, is Strange just like trolling with them? Like,
no, I think Strange is pursuing Peter because also in the thing, that I'm looking at, Strange and Peter have like essentially a fight. Yeah, okay, we're getting into a lot of things here.
Like after the spell, they have a fight.
Or it's after the villains are released from said box because like, the villains are manipulated.
So you think he has time to round up villains off screen or on screen? That sounds too much.
I don't know what's gonna go.
Yeah,
down.
the order wouldn't make. I don't know if that makes sense.
I don't think that makes sense. If Peter's reaching for the box, it feels like he wants to reach for his original universe or something, or his original timeline.
I'm just going off of this thing, which is also, again, I feel like it's in good confidence of accuracy because it came out before the trailer, like 3 or weeks or a month before, and it reconfirmed so much of it in this trailer with these different scenes.
But it just seems so weird. How is Doctor Strange strong enough to handle all those villains? I mean, no, he's.
Wait, so you think the order of events is they cast the spell, then Doctor Strange makes this box thing, rounds up the villains, and then somehow they get out?
I think Peter lets them out is what the thing.
Why would Peter let them out?
Because the villains manipulate Peter into doing so. Okay, I know.
What?
Let me fucking say it. They manipulate him into letting him out because they're framing their events that their fucking Spider-Man are like not fucking good people, and like if they get sent back to where they're from, they're going to like be sentenced to death essentially. And Peter's an empathetic person, I guess. I don't know. Like,
it's the whole Mysterio shit all over again, except worse.
That would paint Peter as such an idiot.
Well,
Such an idiot.
Well, only in the context that like we know that they're fucking villains. He doesn't.
No,
Right,
still, it's
but-
like, hey, this green guy with bombs, and then I don't
Well,
know.
maybe he doesn't fucking attack later. I don't. I have to fucking see.
It's like
it's an abridged description. I don't know how
true,
they're gonna...
but it's also like Doctor Strange. If Doctor Strange, he has to get it from Doctor Strange, or he has to get it from somebody, right? Like,
Yeah, I feel like
where
we're
does he get the
missing
box
something
from?
here. I
So-
feel like
He
we're
has so
missing-
many artifacts in his house.
Wait, so he gets a box from his house, and then that happens?
In Strange's Sanctum, yeah, they have so many like things.
So the multiverse erupts. So is the box already there before the multiverse erupts?
I don't know.
Because if the multiverse erupts, he rounds up the villains. Then that looks weird because he's like,
so is there going to be
obviously this is
is there
bad.
what would even make them like is there the villains just going to appear right away and then they're like, oh, we got to round them up, like
I don't
think
know.
that's right, fam.
yeah, I don't know if that makes sense, but
I don't know. I think they just like appear out, and Strange is just like, all right, I gotta fix this broken shit, and then look, I'm not agreeing with like what Pierre's doing is like great. I don't personally like it that much either.
For me, it makes a lot more sense if they just magically appear via the multiverse, as it kind of alludes to.
Well, that's
in the
what I
trailer.
think is happening, and then
that personal
They're rounded
conflict with their Peters can become Peters in a way. I think that makes way more sense in like reverse order. I don't know.
I don't think it's reverse. Let Electro's here.
And
Yeah.
Sandman, I don't know.
And Sandman, by the looks of it, it's weird. But Electro, as we can see, might be having or is having yellow lightning instead of the blue that we saw in Amazing
So
Spider-Man.
do you think he's gonna have more comic suit like?
And
Isn't
it's
he
weird.
yellow and green, right?
There's
in the comics?
well, we saw there was an image where Jamie Foxx is in like a more like greenish, like
Coat.
electrical,
Yeah.
neon coat. So to that, but I don't think he's gonna have the fucking like starfish mask. But,
Yeah, no,
I know.
I didn't
was
expect him to have
"Ah,
like a.
It's too much, probably, but damn, I really want it. But
I
also,
really like the look in the Spider-Man PS4 game where like he has like the star like burned on from like electrical singeing.
I agree. That's pretty awesome. But also, it looks like so if Electro has yellow lightning in this one, is this a different Electro from the Amazing Spider-Man 2? Is this a variant of a variant?
Here we go.
I think it's going to be a different Electro. Because
I think so too, and I'm fine with that.
Because we saw, yeah, and I'm fine with that because he got like overloaded at the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2. I think he's like fizzled out and gone.
I think that's the easy way to make sense of things too. I think, and even then, Andrew Garfield
And also,
can
you
be
can
like,
have like
It
Jamie
can
Foxx
literally
can have
be-
a different approach than how he
Yeah.
played Max before.
And it can still
Agreed,
they can still
agreed.
have similar vendettas against what we've seen before. I mean, it doesn't have to be like exactly along the lines.
yes,
but-
and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man wouldn't be super confused because he'd be like, "Oh, I beat you."
Right,
At
right.
least he still has a connection or like a similarity to it.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
So it still makes sense.
He knows how to approach this.
And to general audience, it's just like, oh, like a villain that like knows who the Peters are, like like.
Yep. Perfect. So yeah, we lightning and some dust, sandstorm maybe
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm trying to pause
in
it,
the Daily Bugle bus right there.
because is Peter down here or something?
Not
I
yet.
don't think so. This
Not-
could
not
be
this
when
game.
this could be when the villains first emerge and shit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Okay, so
what in the
here-
hell is happening? Why are they in the desert? Like,
Because
what the?
I think they're here because, like I said, in the thing I was reading, Strange and Peter have a fight because of this fucking box situation, and so essentially is pursuing Peter to. I don't think he's pursuing because I don't think they're gonna be fighting the whole time. Obviously, they're
Yeah.
gonna, like, team up. I think he's just showcasing right now, dude. You're fucking outmatched.
Calm
Pay
down.
attention.
Yeah.
We need to fix this. And, like that's why he's like closing him into this train and then sending him into the sky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
dude.
think it's like going to be like a 10-minute act. It's probably like 2 minutes long.
I think this will be gonna be a
Um,
hell of a fun sequence going through the mirror dimension because they're fighting in the mirror dimension.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I feel like Peter's just like freaking out. Like, what the hell?
Because look at
is
these
going on?
railroads, dude.
Yeah, so cool.
I'm surprised. Like no, I don't think it is, but I'm surprised nobody said like it's the train from Spider-Man 2,
See,
which would be ridiculous.
this looks like he's
I think this
mad
is-
right after.
Yeah, this is definitely.
After?
Yeah, well, yeah,
Because
I
this
think
after
I think
the
he's-
spell.
Well, yeah, I think
After
he'll
the
also be.
spell?
Oh yeah, I think this is right after like the spell like breaks off, and I think he'll be mad about that too. Just like two separate
It
points.
could. I feel like it could easily be before as well. Right? Like, what's
no,
the?
I feel
The
like-
Strange seemed way
Well,
more confident
Strange-
before
yeah,
then.
Yeah, Strange had like a calmer tone. He was like, "That's not how the spell works." Like,
Yeah,
very
like-
chill.
And now he's like, you're The problem is you're living 2 different lives, you stupid idiot. Like,
I feel like she's like, now Wong's gonna fucking kick my ass because
so maybe he feels like a tremor or something. He's like, oh, we fucked up, dude. I don't know how yet, but
I would like to also point out, people on Twitter were saying like, my boy Strange is a neurosurgeon and he fucked up the spell. How? And I'm like, motherfucking.
That has nothing.
But I'm like, god damn it, he had someone cover his fucking wash because it was too loud. Like, of course, Peter talking is gonna.
I mean, I think he was just being a dick there. It's not like he is like so.
No, dude, it was. He had to freehand a bullet. Like.
Exactly. That's why he was so.
He needed the silence.
He needed silence. But also, I think like surgeons are trained to, regardless of distraction, you should be able to do your job. I watched Scrubs. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, that's accurate.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, this scene could definitely take place afterwards, and it's interesting here because Strange is talking about you need to try to live 2 different lives. Maybe the spell has to do with like, hey, this is a life where your identity wasn't revealed, and you have to try to like mix up with that kind of stuff, and that causes all sorts of problems.
I also want to like get into this adaptation of the storyline.
Oh yeah, we didn't even mention that. Wow.
Yeah. So effectively, this is essentially right here specifically is an adaptation of the One More Day comic. Now this is interesting because that's
all about May, right? It's about saving old May or something.
Okay. Yeah. So like this next, I think like side by side with the Clone Saga is like one of the most notoriously hated storylines in all of Spider-Man media, but I think they're recontextualizing it in a better way because instead of Peter throwing away literal decades of relationship with Mary Jane in the comics for Aunt May, who is already like at the grave anyway. I'm sorry, but she's very decrepit.
And that's not really why I hated that storyline. Well, but it also makes sense.
But it is a common complaint, and like the storyline is basically Peter gives up his love with MJ to save, to like,
and MJ agrees to it.
MJ agrees to it, and it actually is also to make sure the world doesn't know that he's Spider-Man anymore because it is after the Civil War event.
Is Mephisto in this one?
Yeah, Mephisto's in the comic. Yeah. He's the one Peter makes the deal with.
Yeah.
And Mephisto doesn't want his soul. He just wants to take away the love he had with MJ.
Right.
And it was basically the writers did it just to like reset Peter back out of his married life to like, oh, the quirky kid with problems.
It was like a reset.
But what I like what they're doing here is like Peter's not going for like personal like greediness and that. He's like, I have indirectly fucked up my friends and family's life, and I don't want this to be the case anymore. Like my life sucks because of it, but also so does theirs. Can we make it so that this isn't a thing anymore? It's a more selfless act. Mm-hmm. And also, even though they're bringing up like, oh, MJ's not going to remember our thing, this isn't decades of MJ relationship. They just essentially got together.
Yeah, and also, before we continue on, do you guys think by the end of this movie, he'll reveal his identity on his own? Do you think like he'll come to terms with it, or is the movie going to end and somehow they forget who he is still?
I think it is going to end in like Strange is going to effectively get the spell right properly because Peter's not gonna like fuck it up. He's just gonna like let it go how it should have initially, and
that works too.
And I think that like Christmas set photo we see is him going to like reintroduce himself to MJ to hopefully. Like,
that would be an awesome ending.
I think there was also a thing in the comics where like with the One More Day thing, people would remember if he specifically brought it up to them, so like they would get the memory back.
Okay. Yeah, as long as it's out of his own fruition. I like that. His own
free will.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the beautiful ending to a lot of different movies, like Edge of Tomorrow, when he walks up to Emily Blunt and he smiles and then like, yeah, it's like that's so awesome. And then the ending of Your Name too, where it's like, do I know you? It's like,
and I think, and I also like, I very much get why Peter like put so much into the spell and was like
me
scared
too.
Because like obviously like, oh shit, like have to re-explain stuff. Look, we watched Ned struggle with this thing, like that was annoying a bit. But also like the whole thing with Aunt May, it's a tricky business, and also stuff with MJ, he wants to make sure that's secure. Also, if this is out, he probably doesn't have that Avengers connection anymore that he likes, so that means no more Happy, no more any of that. which I'm sure some people are like, yay, but
It's interesting because a lot of the Avengers also they do have their identities revealed.
they do,
Mhm.
but they
Cap,
don't have that
Man.
level of problem that Peter has because he's just a kid.
Exactly, which makes it an interesting wrinkle. Because I can see a lot of the Avengers being like, well, we have our identities out. Like in Marvel, I mean, at least in the MCU, the amount of people who have their identities under wraps is very rare. I think like
Mhm.
Peter, Ant-Man, I think.
So,
And
well,
then-
not really, because like he's like FBI.
True.
Yeah,
You're right. Actually,
yeah.
you're right. So even then, so it's like it's so weird. That Peter's like
It's
really
really
the
just
only
Peter.
one.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because he wants the identity. He's a young kid, like we just said. So either way, like I wouldn't be upset if he comes out and says like I am Iron Man at the end of this, essentially. But also, I love Nathan's idea. for
See,
the-
I want that, but I want it I think Mysterio is going to show up in this movie, and I want
Whoa.
Peter to
I do
reclaim.
too.
I want
think
his to
Gyllenhaal
reclaim
show
that.
or the other Mysterio, or like
What?
you think Jake Gyllenhaal or like the people who
Bruce
created
Campbell.
Mysterio?
I don't know. And see,
I think
Well,
it, I,
Mysterio was the team of people, wasn't?
I
just-
know, so it could.
yeah.
It,
Well,
I don't-
I mean, we're about to like we're gonna watch Far From Home in a bit, but like they made a point that like one of his assistants like takes some spare drones before.
That's what I'm
leaving.
talking about.
Mm.
And I think Gyllenhaal could show up again, and I think Mysterio is going to be
Really?
the sixth. I think he'll be the sixth.
Wow.
Sinister
yeah, I
Six
do too.
member.
Jake Gyllenhaal showing up in No Way Home. 0% chance.
I don't know. Maybe he already
No
filmed
way.
it.
0% chance. Take it to the bank. He's doing the ambulance movie.
He already filmed it. He already filmed it. Like
I'm kidding. But I'm not kidding. I think he's not showing up. But
the man is the master. Like they could literally film all his shit on a blue screen.
granted, I would have loved it. I think he was wasted. So I
Yeah,
would love
that's
for him
what
to
I'm
come
saying.
back. But
Because I genuinely think the ending
okay,
is
wasted
cool.
is too much. Wasted is too much.
I genuinely
All
think the ending is cool where he does reveal it, and I would think there should be a payoff for that, other than it just being a recording and then we just forget about Mysterio and move on to all these things. I don't know.
I'm not saying wasted, but I just feel like Jake Gyllenhaal dying was like he's like one and done. And same thing happened to Michael B. Jordan. I'm like, don't one and done my great actors and great villains.
Which I don't think it did. I think it's a long con.
So
Yeah,
also,
I would
think-
love him
and
to be the organizer guy. Like
also-
I think that's cool.
I think it's really cool to think like with all these other Spider-Man villains in it, like having Mysterio be like Tom's final boss of like you
Yeah.
caused all this shit to screw up my life, and then getting that.
I do like that.
Yeah.
You do sell me on that one because Peter doesn't have. I'm excited for No Way Home, but none of the villains have a connection to Peter at all. So
Which has been every movie.
I mean, in the MCU, but
Yeah.
I'm like in the other classic
Yeah.
ones. But
Yeah.
so I'm just like I
But
want a
effectively, he is
villain.
Peter's villain now.
I want a villain that's essentially for Peter, and like you said,
Yeah.
Mysterio would definitely by now be one. So yeah, you never know. So
I think
They'd have to execute it good though. I don't want him to like
Yeah.
show up, in the last 5 minutes of the third act, kind of climax.
Does that take away from Far From Home? Its ending.
I don't
as
think
well?
it does because I think like he's still like gained that like self confidence of like,
Mm-hmm.
being Spider-Man, and also I think a great thing. Like I know like we rag a lot on like these villains coming from like Iron Man essentially, but I think it is also like great in like the after effect of like both Vulture and Mysterio thinking that once Peter goes through like the movie adventure that we have, that effectively like definitive this is Tom's Spider-Man's
They
villain.
become
They
they
have the
become
focus.
his villain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
They're
I
the
make
manifests now.
I make fun of the whole barf garbage thing with Jake Gyllenhaal, but I do like in Mysterio's case. By the end of the movie, like we just saw Homecoming last night, he doesn't tell them Peter's identity, which I think is very interesting going into No Way Home. So it's like
yeah.
I like that.
To that point, some people theorize Vulture could maybe be the sixth member to pop up. I don't think he's going to pop up again until Morbius because it looks like in the trailer he's like prison breaking out.
Yeah, so I think that's even less of a chance than Jake.
Yeah.
Sorry, Michael, but let's continue on. A lot
Two
of fun
different
discussion.
lives. I think we're going to see a bit more of the fight intact. Like when he gets pushed out of his body, which right here he has the cube there that I'm talking about.
Oh, so that's the
Yeah.
Tesseract. I'm kidding.
God damn it. No, it's the prison.
See, I don't know. It's a prison. No, because like, why is he reaching in there? You would have to assume Strange told him, "Hey, there's some fucking villains in here. Don't reach in the box."
Right.
Let's just
I'm
say
just
what the
so
circumstances that like
What other circumstance?
I don't know. There could be like there's like
Remind me of
go over here.
BVS.
I'll go over and get him here. You go over this way, and then like I don't. They literally can write it any way they want. Like
I just don't know why they're beefing about this. Why I just don't understand why Peter's like would be.
It would make a lot more sense.
I don't like it, especially after the fact of like how we see the manipulation in Far From Home, and then this
Exactly.
happened. I don't like that. And
I don't want to repeat it.
I hope it handled better.
I would need a way better reason.
I'm just saying this is the report that I
fair.
Which again was before this trailer came out, and it was reconfirmed so much that's in it with scenes in this trailer.
But there's been tons of reports, even the classic Rise of Skywalker trailer. Not everything reports. Not everything was the same. Remember, Kylo Ren falls off a cliff and never comes back.
Sure, and also it should also be noted that like the report I'm going off of is like it's not like a detailed plot synopsis. It's literally like a guy telling somebody like this is how the movie goes. Like
exactly,
it's a very abridged thing. There's not a lot of depth detail that really flesh out why things are happening.
Yeah, so
it just feels weird that like after all this shit goes down. And then they wouldn't be aligned on trying to fix it, and Peter would be like, "Oh, I gotta go, like what?"
Which is why I'm still thinking like that thing has something to do with has to be something to do with his loved ones or something like
his reality.
Something I would buy that. Like, hey, I want to try and get my reality, but then Strange is like, no, we have to fix what's going on here before we try to take a shortcut or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Also, just before we continue more, I do want to take a second to just appreciate this shot is really cool. I've always
awesome. Yeah.
I always loved the pushing out the astral form because we saw this happen to Strange himself, and effectively, and we just saw the Ancient One do it again with Hulk and Endgame, but we never got to see Strange do it to anybody. So it's really cool not only to see this happen, but also the fact that it's like with Hulk and Bruce, it's the Spider-Man costume
Spider-Man
and Peter being pushed out. That's really cool imagery.
And I can see this scene being something probably inconsequential with the movie too. Like, what if he just what if it's his first time seeing Doctor Strange, and he's like, "Hey, buddy, let me see what's in this." And Doctor Strange's like, "What are you doing, boop?" And then they have their classic talk.
Do you think it's also possible that to that point where Doctor Strange has to get Peter not on his side, but to take it seriously or not do a certain thing? Do you think it's possible that they are displaced in a different reality?
I think they'll be
and have to get back to wherever.
I think there's going to be a mix. I feel like a lot of villain stuff is going to go down in the MCU.
That's what I was thinking, but I'm
I think they're always going to be in the MCU.
Yeah, I think that's the case, and I think Peter's going to be dimension hopping for help essentially, because I think that was also a thing in thing is the villains get a bit too fucking much to handle all at once, and so we need, and also we see Strange from the toys gives him the integrated suit, which isn't just in the black and gold suit with the blue web, but also in essentially it's this Far From Home suit mixed with the Iron Spider arms with a little golden crest that is the integrated suit with more cosmic stuff.
So you think he goes to find Tobey and Andrew rather than them coming to him?
Maybe. I feel like it's either that or I don't know how
I feel like they would
get
come
in.
I feel like they would come to him through their multiverse. Because, why wouldn't he... he already had Doctor Strange. What's two Spider-Men going to do that Doctor Strange can't do?
Yeah, and I'm sure, if, the villains get thrown out of whack, I'm sure the Spider-Man will as well.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking,
right.
too.
Yeah, I don't think it would be a game of telephone or hey, you hear what's happening this over here?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. I'm I don't think that would happen. But anything could happen, granted. Yeah.
Also, reports of, the stuff I was looking into, they were also saying... they were also told that Tobey and Andrew were not gonna show up in this trailer. Obviously, it's too early, but that you could expect them in the final trailer.
It's too early, yo.
I could see it.
I know it's too early, but in the final trailer.
Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I think eventually they will be in a trailer. Yeah. I'll be shocked if not.
Right. So cool. A lot of people are saying this could be one of the many times Marvel has manipulated a shot. Because it's very wide open. Some could suggest there could be others in the shot, maybe the Spider-Man themselves.
What do you think, Nathan?
Look, man, somebody made a fan gif and it looked compelling as hell. But that's just my fan hype.
I think this is just the intro on the bridge. I don't know.
I think I'm with Carson. I think this is not an edit. It definitely could be.
It's pretty.
But I don't think it is.
To be. A lot of people have also suggested that this isn't the actual Iron Spider suit, but it's going to be the integrated suit that we saw in toys that they haven't.
Which it could be, but like, what's the point of hiding a suit?
Well, okay. I think probably because like it'll have like the strange cosmic elements, and like we know because of the toys, but general audiences.
But that would be cool for general audiences to see. Like,
I will, and I'm sure they'll like unveil that more later because again, I think they're still saving. Because I think the reason for that could be to dimension hop for whatever specific reason.
True. I'm just saying, devil's advocate. I'm just saying, like, I don't think showing a new suit that even 90% of the audiences don't even know what it looks like or what it means wouldn't be spoiling much.
Right.
So what do you think this is? Like them raiding one of Parker's friends, family?
Because it looks like this is the scene where they're like cornering Happy because he has big.
Happy is in a similar scene, yeah, but
I think he's like the very next clip right here.
Yeah, he's.
It seems like he's pulled up, and the FBI is like, they're not cornering Happy, but it looks like he's also looking on to like what the FBI is looking at.
Yeah,
I feel like they're trying to get Peter.
This could also be like a post-villain attack.
There we go.
Right here.
Pause there. Venom, right?
No.
Lizard.
Just kidding.
The lizard. We're getting 0.25 speed and it's still so fast. Let's try going back a little again. Yeah, you can like, especially with the brightness turned up, you can definitely like make the outline. And people
I just don't know where this is.
Yeah.
It looks like it's. Oh, by the way, he's wearing the same suit we see later in the trailer.
Yeah, which a lot of people have pointed out for some reason that it's like. No, I'm saying it. That it's
Oh no!
I'm not saying I'm buying it. It is fascinating that it is fascinating. It's exactly the same as Tobey's Spider-Man 3 suit that he wears at the beginning and at the end of the movie.
In elaborating on their theory that people have, Nathan, it's just that like people think that if he's in Tobey's universe, he has to look like Tobey, kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true though. I don't think I don't know why you would have to.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think they look at Tom and they're like, Tobey, like no.
Yeah, I don't think that's true at all. I'm just saying what people are theorizing.
Some people also theorize that this is Tobey that they painted Tom over.
No,
you never know. But
I'm just confused, like what lizard? Because it looks like he's like stuck behind like this weird like
Dr.
blue line like trap thing
under the sanctum. It looks like
this could be our loathed scene of the villain containment.
Containment
thing. Because I think like played at a proper speed, there's like an orange glow. Like
you can kind of see it above his head right here.
You'll see in a second. Yeah.
Can we play it through one more time to see it flow? Almost there, guys.
See it.
Go back.
Well, that one's gonna be interesting to talk about.
But so just to give the audience a refresher, Nathan, the last time we saw the lizard,
he was.
What was happening?
Well, effectively, he was cured with the antidote.
Oh fuck!
You're fine.
He was cured with the antidote, and like when like, all right, so Spider-Man and Lizard were chasing up the pole, and Peter had to get the antidote into the air to cure the lizard shit before it burst out. And he did, and as soon as he did, like Lizard didn't get him in time, and it started raining on him, and it started like healing essentially. And Peter at that point had his web shooters crushed by the lizard, so he couldn't swing, and he was about to fall off the building because the whole tower fell. And Kurt Connors, the like normal human version, he's still partially lizardy. He grabs him with the lizard hand, before falling off, and then it starts to fade off, and he grabs him with like the human hand, which is cool, like his human side, like oh yeah, like it persuaded themes. But no, that's what happened. And he pulls him up, and he's essentially cured, and then he's locked up somewhere where the fedora dude was building Sinister Six originally for Sony was talking to him in the end credit scene, and that's where we left Kurt Connors. I think since the lizard is here in that form, we're going to take him at some point before that. I don't know when or where, or variant. I don't know.
Or it could be a variant of the lizard from Amazing Spider-Man, just like Electro. Interesting.
Wouldn't it be wild if it was from an Emma Stone Spider-Gwen universe and it's Peter Parker lizard?
Wow, I would love it.
How wild.
Man, Spider-Gwen's such a fucking great comic book.
He's in the shadows.
Yeah.
Venom. Just kidding.
The next one is very interesting because we see bits of
here in
Electro.
The black suit.
Black suit Spider-Man.
Black and gold, yes. You see Electro, lightning bolt, but also play the clip here. It looks like this is not only Sandman, but it looks like Sandman is essentially blocking Electro from hitting Spider-Man, which would be in line with the end of Spider-Man 3, that he's not essentially that much villainous.
So we're gonna have a difference.
So
in terms
is Doc
of where
Ock!
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, but we're picking him up at a different time, I think.
So yeah, it's gonna be different times with different people getting pulled.
Yeah, it's all about where and when.
So confusing.
Also, it's
And
interesting that
will
like,
some of these be shown off screen, and which ones are going to get screen time? It's very interesting.
Yeah, it's also like interesting. Like we see a lot of like the Electro effects, but we don't get to see Jamie Foxx himself in his like.
Oh, we'll see him in trailer 2.
Oh, for sure.
I thought we'll see him in trailer 1 because he's the first person that we reported on.
Now to that point, 3 images leaked of Electro, Norman, and
I saw those.
Otto. Previs, because and there was like the blue dots on the back of Alfred Molina, but still that looked cool. But yeah, this shot looks cool. I think Sandman may be a bit more empathetic, but he's also in a scenario of like, I don't know how else to fucking get back to my daughter. I gotta just
I can't do much.
Roll with the punches. Yeah.
But it'd be cool to see Thomas Hayden Church.
Are people going to remember that storyline, or is the general audience going to remember that whole daughter storyline, or they can be confused why Sandman's helping out?
If he just says, "I got to get back to my daughter,"
show him the necklace.
They'll be like, "That necklace is cute. Where'd you get that from?" Yeah, we'll see.
But the suit looks cool.
It does.
Yeah,
like
I didn't even realize this was the.
I love a black and gold suit.
A lot of people will blink and they miss, and they're like, "Symbiote?" Like, no.
So that's from Harry Osborn from Spider-Man 3.
Right. Well, actually, it's the very bomb that blew up Eddie Brock and Venom. But yeah, I screamed because it was like, "Holy shit! It's real! It's real! Like it's happening."
I didn't think this man was going to show up.
Me neither. I'm shocked. Yeah, I didn't think he was. But granted, that Willem Dafoe quote from 2 weeks ago was pretty telling.
Yeah. I like to talk when the movie's out.
So basically, you're in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just interesting, especially when people say the rumors about his role and that he's the
lead villain
leader.
Yeah,
which is even more shocking because I'm like, they reported on Doc Ock and Electro first, which in my mind meant like, oh, so they're going to be the prominent villains and Goblin's going to be there to just like add fluff. But if he's the lead role, I mean, granted, Willem Dafoe is the best actor of the group, so
yeah.
But
like obviously he hates Spider-Man, but like
he hates Spider-Man the most.
So it's gonna be interesting how they pulled it off with Tom Spider-Man, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
And this will be interesting because I can honestly, like thinking about it, I can take either original or variant version of this Goblin because I feel like it was like other than like the haunting Harry shit in 2 and 3, like
don't tell Harry.
Right. Norman was pretty simple. I mean, he went crazy, but he's like pretty like laid back, not deep lore in Spider-Man 1.
Avenge me!
No. but we also know that they're going to go a bit more comic accurate, even though it's going to be the Raimi looking suit. They're going to add a lot more purple into it.
I'm ready.
Integrated. Oh yeah, I'm so ready for it. I'm excited. So from that standpoint, it could be variant-esque. Also, I don't know if they're going to DH Willem. Maybe. Probably. Now
I don't know. Just give me a
never
practical
thought about
suit.
It. Yeah, I think they will. Power Rangers. But yeah, I think either way, I'll be satisfied because there was already like so little alive Norman anyway that you have a lot to play with. But yeah, again, seeing this bomb like actually here is just mind-boggling because it's like we're looking at an MCU movie with Doctor Strange and Spider-Man and fucking Willem Dafoe's Goblin pumpkin bomb rolls into frame.
I never thought this would happen.
Even like 5 years ago at the start of like the trilogy, like who would have fucking thought, dude?
Yeah, going back to Civil War, the crazy shit I saw was a giant man in the airport.
In the airport.
Yeah, exactly.
The craziest thing I ever saw.
Yeah, for me, I'm just like I always expected Feige to wait on Green Goblin, similar to how like Matt Reeves is gonna wait on the Joker for his trilogy. So I'm like, maybe we'll see like a new Green Goblin. We are getting
like later on in the new trilogy or whatever.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting how if they're bringing in people like Dafoe, people like Ock, like
the same bridge too. I don't know what this.
On the same bridge.
Is all.
Yeah. So I wonder if the MCU is actually going to have their eventual own Doc Ock, their own Green Goblin. That'd be interesting.
Right.
Yeah. Let's continue on.
Blows up, seemingly.
I can hear you, Nathan.
Washington Boulevard.
Oh, cool. Yeah. The Washington Bridge. Oh no. The night Gwen Stacy.
I love this voiceover. Be careful what you wish for, Parker.
From Doctor Strange.
Benedict can read anything.
He's a great voice actress. Yeah.
I love this. Might be one of my favorite shots in the trailer. A little dolly zoom. So cool. Spider sense.
Miles' mom.
God.
I don't think so. Wait. Dude.
I just wanted to watch it.
It's so all right. Real quick, I wanted to address AJ in the comments. He said, also don't forget about Dane DeHaan, Green Goblin is in this movie. I don't think he is at all.
I think he actually declined, and not declined, but he already confirmed that he's not. Like,
Andrew Garfield sat around and was like,
"Oh, come on."
I'm not the yeah, but we have a core Sinister Six. Another reports I'm hearing is actually saying I've ever really brought up Dane DeHaan's Goblin. So I think it's fine because we have Willem. That's enough.
Yeah, we definitely have Willem. So,
but dude,
I did hear James Franco's in the post credits scene.
He is dead. I am sorry.
Hurry!
He's in the balcony at the
My
end of the
boy.
movie. He's gonna be staring down at Tom. Dude, look at, I didn't even see the second one back there. Shit.
I know, in the shadows, like.
And it looks really. I know it's CG and it's not puppeteered anymore, but it looks
great,
really
though.
good. Look at him. He's
Wow.
real.
They did it. Holy shit.
This
Hello,
crazy son of a
Peter.
bitch, they did it.
See, he's the one I'm most curious about because, like, of course,
This
Melina says he was dragged from the Hudson. While that wouldn't make any sense given his actions here. So, who's real? Who's true? What's going on?
I brought this up a few points, probably a lot in the past in our speculation. I made a official tweet about it finally. I'm going to say, in regards, again, with this character, I think it is Ock from Spider-Man 2, the movie we watched. When he says he was pulled from the river, I think he's more paraphrasing because, you know, obviously
I think
Watts,
so too.
Like the setting.
Because obviously Watts has the vision. He's just, like, giving enough for the actor. I think Ock is getting pulled from the specific moment where he is, like, lying in water after being beaten down, but it's not when he forced down this gun. Before Peter talks him down, yeah, but before he like sways him back. And also, I want to address a different theory where people are like, the arms are in control. Ock is a zombie. Like, fuck that. No, because and also it was a point to say that like the arms never they're AI, yes, but they never took control of Otto's mind. It was them like communicating with his mind to edge him on and persuade him to do shit out of his own self-interest, negatively, but still, it was like all Otto's choices. He was just manipulated to do the evil shit. So everything he does is him. Otto was a bad dude in the movie.
People forget how bad he was. He dropped
that
MJ.
hospital. I mean, he was unconscious.
Yeah, he's unconscious there. But like, he dropped MJ when he kidnapped her, and then Peter to rescue her. He dropped Aunt May. And he had to rescue her again.
Motherfucker was like Butterfingers.
So he didn't really care. He didn't really care about like the lives of MJ or the lives of May, and he was fully willingly like doing that. So
threw a bank vault at the teller.
This guy is pretty bad, pretty evil. But I was just curious about the ending is all. So yeah, I agreed though. I think ever since Melina said that quote, I was nervous, but the farther we've got out from it, I'm like, I think he was just being very literal and not actually true.
And I also think like even like if stuff starts to differ from the existing movies, it effectively will be an Endgame Loki effect where like we still had the core Loki journey, but we also have this Loki that also was on that set journey. There's a split here now, and there's now two coexisting ones essentially. Mm-hmm. But we're not pruning timelines anymore, so
yeah, I trust Feige enough to be like not ruin his character or anything.
I think he looks really good. A lot of people are also pointing out there's a lot of older cars here. Is he in the Raimiverse in that time frame?
So
could be, sure. It's
also,
not a possibility.
Also, the bomb goes off behind him in the previous shot, and this is before that.
Can we go back to the bomb shot and try to find that yellow taxi? See if we can line this up.
I'm telling you, look at this.
It looked like he just runs over to where Doc.
So
Ock
after that, so the bomb was about to blow up. See,
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay.
so that's where the bomb goes
So
off.
the George Washington Bridge sign, and is that sign
Yeah.
behind him in the final shot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
But it
it's
doesn't-
out of order, but it's just interesting.
Okay, so this will be after Ock pops. Well, we don't even know if this is Peter looking at Ock. Like, we actually don't.
Yeah, I see.
Well,
I
he says, "Hello, Peter." How does he know that guy's Peter? So
Yeah, again, like, that could be bridged with a different scene where Tobey's probably in there. We don't know.
right.
And again,
We don't know.
if they're in, like, the brighter setting, maybe the Spider-Man are fucking behind him in the Iron Spider shot. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just
it's
love
fine.
how Tom has his shoes on,
me
and
too.
it goes over his shoes.
I like that it vacuum seals his jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he has to be talking to the other Peter, or connecting to the idea that I don't like from Nathan's report. Like, Peter could have already had some kind of discussion or weird talk with the
them,
villains,
yeah.
and now that they have escaped, they can be like, "Hello, Peter. Thanks for letting
Right.
us escape. Now let's fight," kind of thing. So it could work both ways with that whole
I'm also-
prison.
And I'm also
idea.
really intrigued. I'm really intrigued to see. I know it's like going off the trend. It's more speculation, but to see these seasoned Spider-Men like re-encounter
Right.
their villains that they've experienced in the past and like how they approach it this time. Maybe they're a lot more better at it because they know what to do. Like, who's to say? I think it could be.
Which
Andrew
I hope
Garfield
I hope we're right on that they're plucked from the end of their development and in what we've seen. Which
Yeah. Also, there were a couple images that leaked. People were skeptical if it was real or not, but now and people were even going down to the point where like they were running like systems that like detect Photoshop and they didn't
Oh
come up.
God!
And now Sony has officially like copyright striked those images, which I think
Of
all
the
but
one with-
confirms.
with the
But-
blue screen,
With
Well,
Andrew
yeah,
and
the
Tobey.
scaffolding.
Yeah.
Well, both Andrew and the one that's supposedly like Andrew and Toby.
Oh,
under the
yeah.
scaffolding, yeah, because it looks like that's the exact same scene too, and which is why I also think in that shot with, if you haven't seen the image, I'm sure you can find it. Andrew is like, he's like leaning on a railing, and then like on the very edge of it is like a red hand like reaching out, and I think that's probably going to be Toby in the same scene.
Hmm.
Very cool.
Yeah, I think I agree too, and I think the Spider-Man are definitely going to be like by the end of like we would have to assume like, oh, this is Andrew after the events of Spider-Man 2 or Amazing Spider-Man
Yeah,
2.
yeah. I think
Yeah,
So like,
he has the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit as well.
oh,
Still-
people have also asked, since Doc Ock is de-aged, are they going to de-age Parker or Toby's Spider-Man as well? I don't think so.
I would say no.
I don't think so either. I think you can have it where like it's now a seasoned Spider-Man for Toby, and I think Andrew still looks great. He doesn't need it.
Andrew
Yeah.
looks really great. Yeah,
and he could
compared
be
to-
seasoned in his own way of like a couple,
Yeah.
a little bit of time essentially.
Mhm. A little Jake Johnson vibe going on. there.
Yeah.
It's been like 7 years since I'm Jesus, and it's been 15-ish plus for Toby. Like that's pretty wild.
Dang.
Mhm. So yeah, it was a fantastic trailer, and there's so many ideas here. Like I'm so there's so many different ways this movie could go. I think the most thing I'm hyped for is what we talked about with the ending, where he meets
Mhm.
MJ. That would be an amazing ending.
I know where
Um,
the finale is supposed to take place. I may have discussed it before, but if you guys don't want,
Don't say.
that,
I don't want
that's
to know.
fine. That's fine because it's not even like trailer related right now, so that's fine.
Spider-Man will return.
Spider-Man will return.
Oh.
No. Oh yeah, Nathan, what happened to your Spider-Verse idea? Is that long gone? Long gone?
What?
With the doing the Spider-Verse
It's this movie.
But this movie is a Spider-Verse movie.
No,
Well,
that you said they'll make another movie after this with the Spider-Verse people.
Oh well, yeah, that was my initial thought. Before we got like any shit of knowledge,
Yeah.
before they started making it, I was like, we're gonna mostly deal with the identity. Then we'll get a little setup because like cause we had like the slightest crumb of like Jamie Foxx is back, and it's like, all right, so maybe he'll pop up at the end after we get the fucking Joel Kinnaman Craven report.
Oh yeah, wow.
Who's
yeah.
not in this?
Yeah, not at all.
But what's he doing after the Suicide Squad? No, but seriously, yeah. At a point, I was like, yeah, they're gonna like tease it, and then there'll be Spider-Verse for Spider-Man 4. Now I think like clearly this is the Spider-Verse movie, but now that I'm seeing and I've heard everything of how they're laying it out, I think they got it on lock in a smart way, and I'm very excited to see how they deliver. And I will see it 10 times and cry each time.
10 times.
I'm very curious. I'm way more excited than I was, and that's good. And also, I'm more like curious to see how it plays out than like my concern of like, oh, how are they gonna pull off the Sinister Six? I'm more like, oh, like what's gonna happen with them, you know? So I think it kind of turned the corner.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any other notes I had on this trailer. Oh, do you guys think we see or mention Kang at all in this movie? I don't think so.
No, I don't think that gets properly laid out. Maybe you get a hint of it in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're going to get like deep dive on like Kang introduction for movie stuff until you hit Quantum.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. Okay, just
I got a question.
Ooh.
What up?
In any semblance, you can write this any way your brain responds to this.
Okay.
Would you want to see Tom's Peter and an Uncle Ben scene in any way?
Absolutely.
Or do you think it's too hammered in?
I don't think it would be hammered, especially with like. It's funny because like in the start of his MCU appearance, people were like, "We don't need another origin. Let's just go. Let's jump in Infinity Saga. Let's go."
Right.
And effectively, you get that mentor figure from
a bunch of people.
Right. Yeah, from a bunch of people, and also they establish in Civil War, he gives a version of great power, great responsibility, because he says, "When you do the things that I can, but you don't, and then the bad things happen, they happen because of you." This wisdom has been bestowed upon him before. Carson, he's got that briefcase, but
he's got the briefcase.
But seriously, yeah, I would, honest to God, love to like, dude, if they pulled a scene where they just like, because they have multiverse stuff going on where Peter interacts with a guy and it turns out that that's his Uncle Ben, and you get like a talking.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking a little bit like the Tony and Endgame scene with his dad.
That would be nice.
With his uncle.
Yeah, I would like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that could be.
I would like that a lot. I think it could work right now. For me, looking in, it looks like the movie's too crowded for that. But I would love something like that.
I mean, this like before as soon as the multiverse stuff picks up, and then we're kind of on this journey, and then we haven't really got to like all hell breaks loose. Kind of like a second act scene where we kind of reground him and like motivate him a little bit.
Yep.
I could see it happening.
And I like a lot of the MJ stuff. I really hope they nail it down because MJ.
And I hope they're not apart for a lot of the movies, but I worry that they're just not.
Yeah.
You know.
So MJ for me. Yeah.
There is another point, like those like first photos we ever saw of this movie where
they're all together.
Ned, MJ, and Peter all together in like more like warm wintry clothing, makes me believe that we're gonna get back on track with them. I don't know when or where. But
but like maybe halfway through the movie at least, or
it looks like they were in the Sanctum, right?
Yeah,
it looked like it. I want to now. I want to go back to look at those photos to compare to like the place Strange made the spell.
Yeah, it's so weird because it looked like they were in the Sanctum, but the Sanctum wasn't covered in snow. In the trailers, all we see of the Sanctum is that it's covered in snow. So when did they go to Doctor Strange as a team? Would that be early in the movie?
Unless it's after and he retold them earlier, but then I won't like it if they would like they had to get it.
Because for me, looking in, it looks like MJ might not have a ton in this movie, but also she's like the crux of this movie in which he doesn't want her to forget him. I don't know, because I think MJ was my favorite parts of Far From Home, because she was hardly ever in Homecoming, which I was like, fine, she'll be in the sequel. And she was, and I liked what she did in Far From Home. I just want a lot more. I want like a Emma Stone and Andrew thing in this movie. But
you want a co-lead.
I want a co-lead, exactly.
I love.
I don't think we will.
I love the theory. Well, I guess like the Spider-Man will be co-leads. Is my guess. But, I love the running theory going around with like the thought process of like those Christmas set photos of Peter going to see MJ working in this shop. That like she doesn't have her memory, but you can see she still has the black dahlia necklace that Peter gives her. But the thought process of like that she has it, but she doesn't know who it's from. Breaks my heart, but it's so compelling.
That would be very compelling. Good for you, John Watts, if you can actually do that. But
also, I will say, like, you guys like be coming for John Watson's direction. Like,
what I say?
And I come off like Homecoming and Far From Home, like detailed. Like I know these films very much so. And then when I jumped into this trailer, I was very taken aback by like the way it was looking. I was just like, it feels like a lot like grander shot, and maybe that's because we're dealing with
the
like
exact
bigger
same
stuff.
to me. I'm sorry,
Carson.
Carson,
I
how
agree.
the fuck are you like? Oh, Venom 2, Andy's doing it, but like over here, you're like, nah.
I mean,
it's so weird because people in the chat were like, "This movie, like the cinematography looks different. It looks the same as
doesn't
Far
to
From
me.
Home."
I think the
is it a
shots look
different
different.
cinematographer? Is that why people are saying that?
Maybe
Because they hired somebody else.
I don't think it is.
I feel like they have like way more dynamic moving like shots than what we saw.
See, and
I don't
also,
think so.
and also
I think
having
so.
seen the leak first of like how much was just blue.
You
screen
fool!
is kind of crazy to me.
I just don't. It looks color wise. Because people were talking about the color of the trailer. It looks the same. I don't know. Maybe he has a bigger budget. It looks the same to me. I don't see anything different. Granted, I'm not a John Watts hater. I just think he's, good.
And also, I've started to realize this. I think also he's a product of a much different blockbuster system, and I think right now it's harder to stand out in terms of. It's not even about like flair of directing style. It's just like.
Uniqueness?
I think with the earlier films, there was much more of a marriage between the blocking of the action scenes and mixing in the practice. And not saying there isn't that stuff anymore, but it was a lot more at the forefront, I think. It's the same. We could have this conversation with, like, how the Pirates of the Caribbean movies look versus, like, Jungle Cruise. Like, it's the same shit. It's just a different product of its time.
Yeah. Or even, like, the first trilogy for Pirates compared to the other two movies.
Yeah.
Like, it's an upside-down comparison. Like, you can tell those are different directors. Than Gorgovich.
Yeah, so it's not even all about, like, the flair of, like, oh, I know this is a John Watts. Because that's not necessarily good directing. Doesn't mean, like, you're doing insane Raimi zooms every 5 seconds. And I do love those. But,
That transition. So, and he's also doing Fantastic Four, which is very funny.
Yeah.
But, he's a guy for hire, and he's hired. So yeah, that's John Watts. But overall, I have faith that No Way Home is going to be a good cap to this trilogy. Will it be better than the last third movie in the Spider-Man trilogy? We shall see.
I think so.
I believe.
Spider-Man 3's got some great moments.
Yeah.
I don't even care if I get fucking fan servicey, man. I'm here. Like, this isn't Star Wars. It's fine.
I care. Like I still want I want a personal Spider-Man story. And to be fair, I did get that from this trailer initially, like him wanting to do this because he's afraid for his parents and his friends. Mm-hmm. I like that. I love that. I'm just still a little bit nervous that this movie chews off a bit more than it can chew, and people go crazy for Andrew and Tobey, which I will too. I will too. But I want this to still be a Peter's freaking story. We've had 3 movies now, and I don't think we've got this. The closest thing we got was Homecoming, and as you guys can watch the commentary, I like Homecoming a lot because it's a very personal Peter story, right. But also it kind of went downhill a little bit for me in Far From Home. So I'm hoping.
I really hope the rewatch
we get something here.
Revive you.
Maybe. But also, okay, I only saw Far From Home once in theaters. So maybe
I did too.
You madman.
Thank you very much. Great show. But
a regular John Hamm over here.
Yes. Where's John Hamm? I missed the guy. Anyways.
Batman?
Anyways, yeah, that is my one criticism. I think the MCU hasn't got there yet, and I think it really can. I have faith. This
could be the ultimate. Maybe it's not the most artistic Spider-Man film. I don't think it's going to be like.
No, it doesn't need to be.
I just want 2 people standing in a room having an emotional talk, man. That's what I want.
Because again, the best Spider-Man movie. I know.
Oh, you'll see, and they have.
I can't wait to watch Far From Home with you guys. But
what's funny is I feel like we had that with Peter and Aunt May in Homecoming, but we were fucking yelling about the importance of every Aunt May that we just let it go.
I mean, it's a good scene, but it's not a.
Someone made a comparison of it's kind of fair because it's early May, and she's like, if you see something, because in the movie last night, she's like, if you see something, run the other way, and then it cut.
Yeah.
And the other part of the meme was Rosemary Harris going into her Spider-Man 2 like amazing fucking speech outside the house. And I was like, God damn, an unfair comparison, but
you can't top that. And even then, Sally Field,
Yeah.
had some great scenes.
she really did. Oh yeah,
Amazing
like
Spider-Man
in the
1,
bedroom, yeah,
and even
just
Amazing
him sitting
Spider-Man
there.
2. Yes. So I'm waiting for
Sally
that too
Field,
from Ant-Man.
It's
Yeah,
I know
because-
Sally Field is. I know it's Sally Field.
Because the thing that I don't like about Far From Home too is like the movie picks up and they're like high fiving and like there's no like conflict between like the
I
identity.
did want conflict. I wanted to see like, what do you mean? Like you can't just like that's worrisome as hell. Like
Yeah, like
I
where-
did want that. Sure. Maybe when maybe when everyone's erased and we do it again.
Yeah, I would
But
love
also, I think the best Spider-Man movie, easily, is still Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And that movie has tons of different Spider people, a lot of villains,
that. And it pulls it off through
and
Miles.
It pulls it off through Miles being the heart of the story. There is a way for No Way Home to do the exact same thing and have Peter still be the heart of the story. And I hope they will. I think they can.
I believe they will. I think this will be the most Spider-Man-y enjoying film of just like
I think so
fun.
too, definitely.
I think it's gonna be fun. I think it'll be a love letter. I think every Spider-Man will get moments to shine, and I think Tom will remain the heart of it for sure.
I think it can definitely go there. Yeah.
I think I read like somebody was making like a point, like even though you're dealing with most of like the causality of previous Spider-Man that weren't Tom, it's still Tom's world that created the crux of this, and it's him that we're following that has to fix it. So everybody gets like even play in that regard.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be very interesting. I'm hyped. Has a delicious December 17th release date, so the box office is going to be glorious for this movie. Because Christmas is going to be playing like weekend, so it's going to be great.
Also, per Carson's request of Marvel trailers, no gag and stinger.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
So who's going to lead the team?
Oh,
Oh, that's gonna be the final fucking trailer. Not the final trailer, but like trailer 2.
Eternals love those gags. Yeah.
you know, was a really good gag in the official Eternals trailer though. Was like, what is this made out of? Vibranium? That shit was so funny.
IKEA.
All collection. IKEA.
I wish that would have been the sizzle
was
for
a
the
great
first one.
Ryan Tyree Henry's delivery. It's so good.
He doesn't even like turn his head. He's just like IKEA winter collection.
Movie's gonna be
Pretty good.
awesome.
Yeah, man,
man.
I'm excited. I know whenever we build up to the next trailer, I'm gonna go bonkers. What I think is, so I feel like studios are like moving away from like the 3 trailer deal where they're like teaser, official 2/final trailer. I think
We got so used to the Star Wars rollout.
Yeah,
I think
it's
they're
way
gonna be-
shortened now.
Yeah, I think now that because even like Eternals, they're like teaser, final
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, you got to go hot and heavy. You got to.
Yeah. So you start off like, here we go, even though Sony was like big with this one.
Right.
I think they could maybe only have one more trailer. I don't know when we'll get it. Maybe probably by Venom, since it was delayed to October. In front of that, probably no later than November, and that will be it leading us
Yeah.
to.
I think it'll be by Venom for sure.
Yeah.
No
Especially
later than yeah.
And that could be especially good because obviously like everybody's coming out. Yeah, Spider-Man fans too, but also people who are just like, fucking, I want to see Carnage. And then you get like all those eyes because again, it's Carnage's first time on the big screen, and they're like, all right,
Yeah, and they're
like
gonna
this.
blast it in front of
every
Eternals
Spider-Man,
too. So I mean,
every Spider-Man here, every villain, let's go. And people will be like,
And then
I gotta go.
do you think they end on a sizzle shot with the 3 for the next trailer, or with teasing one of them, or teasing all?
It
Of
You have
depends.
to see both.
It depends if there's 1 or 2 more trailers. If there's one more trailer, the final trailer, they're gonna be prominently like there. I think you may even get like a spoken line.
Wow.
If they get
I think we
one
just
more,
see them.
if they get one more trailer before a final trailer, then you could get the alluding that they're there, and then you officially see them in the final trailer. But either way, the final trailer, you will see them, and I can see at least one of them having
giving it
like
a line.
a couple words at least.
Miss me?
Toby.
I'm hyped for Andrew. Andrew's my guy.
I'm so hyped for Andrew, but I just want Toby to. Toby's been 15 years, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also
Let this
made
man speak.
also made a spontaneous theory when we were all fucking joking because Carson shared a tweet that was like when Andrew and Tom find out Toby used organic webbing, and the guys were like, "Oh."
Yeah.
And then I was just like, "Oh, what if they fucking run out of webs and Toby has to fucking step up to?"
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
They're all like injured, and Toby steps up. Like
Like, they
cut
make
to the
fun of him before.
low angle boot shot of Toby walking through the rubble. Like
Motherfucker doing the
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
Spider-Man 1 web zip
That'd be
all the way to
amazing.
the bridge, dude. Give me, dude, I will fucking scream in the theater if I see like the three of them at once fucking web zip.
Oh, it's gonna be rad.
My addiction. Like,
I hope they continue the continuity of
okay,
their physicality because Andrew's
Yes.
Spider-Man was
Oh, Andrew's
way
very
so
arachnid.
good.
Andrew was so cool. I loved it. I'm like, they
Toby's
better
very
make
like
him.
Toby's very like free flowing.
Yeah, and then Peter's very like quick. Like his like joop joop joop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tom's
It's
very like
Peter. Yeah,
agile.
Tom's like a grasshopper. I would say Andrew's like a owl, like dodging and shit. Like
Mhm.
He is a
and-
spider.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
Andrew
really
is a
He straight
spider.
up said he studied spider movements
That's
for his
insane.
shit. I believe it because like,
I
I,
believe
see
it
him
too.
fucking crawling fucking webs in the sewer, and I'm like, yeah,
He's
Andrew
such a
killed
nerd. I
it,
love
man.
it.
Yeah.
it's the, man. His Comic-Con speech when he was cast,
Oh, don't remind me. Don't remind me. Sony really screwed it.
talking about
up.
Spidey,
Yeah.
talking about Stan. Oh,
God damn.
the best.
And then they tease like Andrew Garfield will return. That'd be amazing.
I'll stand up in the theater. I don't
Well,
care.
yeah, I'll be like,
Andrew Garfield will return.
Andrew Garfield.
Evan, how would you feel if it said like Andrew will return in Venom 3?
I'd be like, yeah.
All right, I'm out.
Don't
Oh,
watch
okay.
it.
I'm out.
I would.
Don't lie.
Oh man, I'm hyped. I'm hyped. I think Andrew's like the way he swings and his physicality, especially after watching Amazing Spider-Man 2 again, the way he was like fighting Electro and stuff. I'm like,
I don't
so
make him
cool.
like this anymore.
I mean, seriously, in regards to
don't.
like
They
in
don't.
regards to the will return tag, like how would you guys feel if like by the end you read Spider-Men will return?
We'll return.
And then Feige's like, that was a.
I
error.
got to see the movie first.
That was
I don't know
8
what the
years later.
context.
Oops.
Oops. But I mean, I get hyped just thinking about it, but also one and done seems nice to me, especially if Peter going into college years. But
It's
I just miss
interesting.
Andrew Garfield so much. He got robbed. Andrew was
Yeah.
robbed.
And it's interesting because every time I pictured this type of film happening, so like this is literally my dream movie I've always wanted of a Spider-Verse film with all three of them. I've always wanted to ensure that whatever appearance that Tobey and Andrew make, that it's not only like post their movies canonically, but you get like a proper wrap up because their movies, both their series, both ended prematurely both times. I would like to see if they are just like stopping here and done, that we get them wrapped up beautifully, and then just the hopes and promise.
I think the
of
Spider-Man
Tom.
3 ending's good.
Sure,
I mean,
but I mean,
It's okay.
it's very bittersweet. Like
It's bittersweet. Does he have a final swing in that movie?
he does not.
no,
Oh,
it ends
yeah.
on the two dancing. I'm like, dude, that's cool. Or
But
they
what-
like
oh,
approach
yeah.
each other.
No,
Yeah.
but seriously.
This is where I
Um,
push you down on the ground, MJ. Yay!
Anyway, Andrew ended on the Rhino
Yeah.
that we didn't get to see. Do we
Yeah,
see the
that's-
fights in this movie?
He comes in. Where'd the Paul Giamatti go?
Can you imagine like he's swinging the manhole cover and then he just fucking like falls into like the street to a different universe and he's like,
Yeah, he's like, what?
like oh my, if that happened, I would be like,
But that's kind of goofy, but I love it. Yeah.
I'll
That'd
fall
be
through
weird.
that portal. I'm here.
Man,
The
I'm
kid,
hyped.
the kid with the irresponsible mom also shows.
So stupid.
Oh man.
Oh,
But great
man.
moment for Andrew. It's all fun. I'm so hyped. I cannot wait for this movie. I'm not like pining for like more trailer, please. Like I'm good right now. I know we'll get one when we cross that road. I'm gonna speculate, and we're gonna go in, and the spoiler review is gonna be longer than The Last of Us.
Wow. But before we end, hopefully not. Before we end, though, that TV spot season come December is going to be dangerous.
Oh,
Nathan,
I
Oh,
at that
what are you
point,
going to do?
at
What
that
are you going to
point,
do?
I'm gonna be like
I had to get off the internet.
I don't believe you.
Know.
I don't believe you, Nathan.
You
You're
know,
gonna watch everything.
I know, and granted, like, okay, well, I will say, like, it's one thing where, like, yeah, granted, I'm like reading shit, but like to physically see it is just a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when they start like ramping up, just like fucking every Spider-Man.
I'm still jaded over the Last Jedi Rey with Kylo's saber. I'm pissed.
That killed me. I was like, wow.
I'm still pissed.
Force Awakens, Last Jedi, all the Star Wars movies.
Rogue One actually was the fucking worst.
Rogue
I saw
One was
every
terrible.
goddamn shot in that movie.
Like every Star Wars
and
movie.
shots they didn't have.
As soon as they hit, yeah, we saw why because they were still making the movie.
We saw too much. Like
when it hit December 1st, it's like,
Bam,
boom!
bam,
It's like
bada
TV
boom.
spot, TV spot, TV. Especially if it's coming out the 17th, which is
in
sooner.
10 days, in 9 days, in 8 days.
Oh yeah,
We're gonna see everything. We see 20 lines from Andrew, 20 lines from Tobey in the TV spots.
The villains are going to be clipping. We're going to see some new
Hell
goblin
yeah.
shots like on the glider and be like, fuck, no!
The day Endgame came out, we saw Pepper and Tony doing the back-to-back thing.
Yeah, what the hell was
I'm
that
like,
about?
what the hell, guys? Like,
I think
the
I
day
luckily
came out.
avoided that. Like, oh, I remember when they were like,
I mean, I wasn't
celebrating,
spoiled, but I just, yeah.
Well, I mean, straight up, they got to a point where there was like, biggest opening, most have seen it, fucking final
Yeah,
battle.
like the Monday after. Yeah.
I remember Age of Ultron was like, they had
Woo!
50. Like, I don't think I'm exaggerating on that. And I remember, like, they were going
I watched
right
every
out.
single one.
I did too. But then, you know, before the movie came out, they didn't show Vision lifting Thor's hammer.
No, yeah.
And then they had a TV spot that played in front of YouTube after I saw the movie, and they showed it. Now, and that's where I was like, that's where I drew the fucking line at fucking 47 TV spots. But like, when they showed that, I was like, you don't fucking do that. I was legit mad. I was like, how dare you rob the audience?
I watched everything for Age of
Dude,
Ultron.
it's the same like when like Fallen Order came out. Randomly they had like a 5-second TV ad in front of YouTube clips, and it was the fucking Vader reveal.
I was spoiled. I was
like, oh my god. Luckily I wasn't, but like, who? How?
Actually, was I spoiled? I can't even remember now because I remember seeing the trailer, but I think I already beat the game or I was close to beating the game. But yeah, it was crazy.
Wow, like studios do better.
Yeah, please do better.
Meanwhile, people are leaking and risking their livelihoods because it was so high demand. But it also is like really compelling that, like, my god, people were pining so hard to see this that it broke Endgame's viewership of a first look.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Crazy. I mean, yeah, people. It's
like,
just gonna keep on breaking.
To a point, Sony and Marvel like tweet out like a custom, like the same footage, but they customized TV spot of just like, oh, what just happened? Fucking like, you did this. The fans, 355.5 million in a 24-hour span, and I was just like,
it's gonna keep on getting broken too, year after year.
I need everyone to go see Shang-Chi though because I'm sad. Like, I'll just see like pull quotes coming out for Shang-Chi. I'm like, man. First of all, I'm just pissed that their first pull quote was like Grace Randolph, not even any Asian critics, and then
never heard of
not
it.
even Carson.
Well, I didn't need to be on there, but
like our local Asian Carson.
But then I just hope by next week everyone's focused on that movie because it's good. Everyone needs to see it.
I think people are really hyped for Shang-Chi. I think it's going to be do fairly well. I'm thinking like 55 opening.
I'm gonna say $48.5 million.
I say 55. Oh, wait, Shang-Chi next weekend? Shang-Chi?
Yeah. Next
a week from today, yeah.
Oh, wow. We might not have a podcast by then. But I think if we're doing box office prediction, I'm saying 55.
Okay.
55 million. 3 days, of course.
69.
Okay. Watch it be 69.
I love it.
Dude. Moves would be great. But dude, what a blast. Oh, what a time. I gotta fucking...
We had fun, didn't we?
Who would have thought? Not me.
Who would have thought?
When do you guys think Joel Kinnaman's gonna show up? Trailer 2?
Trailer 2. He's the end sizzle shot.
Who's the real Tiger guy now? What's his name?
Craven? Oh, Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
That's so cool.
Because they saw him in Bullet Train. That's hilarious.
You know what? I'm hyped for that movie. That's got like every person under the sun in that movie.
I'm just curious, how fast is that train gonna go?
How fast?
How furious? All right.
Great question.
Ooh, nope. Showcase.
That's not Lupin. That's the other one.
Moon.
Damn it, I forgot.
He do be chilling.
Great transition. We got a trailer for Moon Knight. No, okay.
We got a leak.
We did. I don't know. Did we ever talk about it?
I don't think
Maybe.
we did.
I think we did.
We still got to talk Suicide Squad.
Oh my god. Poor Suicide Squad.
December. So Suicide Squad was great.
Evan, where can I find you?
Find me on Twitter at HarrisEV9. I had a blast talking the trailer with you guys. I can't wait for Spider-Man. Spider-Man's the best. One of my favorite, just one of my favorite heroes of all time. So I love Spider-Man. Also, I'm riding high tonight. Big Brother had a great, a sad departure, but a great result at the end of the show. So I'm very excited. So follow me for Big Brother tweets. Follow me for Spider-Man rumor debunking tweets. And yeah, I'm ready for a good weekend.
Carson, where can we convert you into conspiracies?
Into what?
Convert you into looking at conspiracies and leaks.
Oh, yeah, you can find me on the Spider-Man Reddit thread.
Find
there
out
we
Trey's
go.
DMs.
And Trey is like the admin of the whole Reddit thread, I swear. He gets updates before the updates. But yeah, I'm also on Twitter at the Film Carson. I just have so many movies to catch up on. Man, working every day, coming home, and then we do a podcast. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go watch a movie, and then I just
I'm
don't.
tired. Yeah.
I was supposed to see Candyman tonight, but
Oh dang.
Yeah, I want to go see Candyman this weekend. That's right.
I might
don't-
go tomorrow.
next day off I have, I'll go. Hopefully on the
I have a free movie ticket too.
Ooh.
Man, I'm scared to go
I
by
do-
myself though.
I do too.
I don't want. Those trailers where he's like picking off his skin. I'm like, oh,
Ew.
crazy. Can't wait for it though.
Oh, it'd be a blast. Find me at _ Nathan Rojas. Just diving into all things Spidey related. Very fun blast. It's just full steam ahead. Friendship ended with Star Wars. Now I stand Spider-Man. I'm just kidding.
Nathan, don't forget to.
Oh, dude, I'm as soon as I end this, I'm making that edit where Topher's like, I ask you for one thing. Ring the bell. Let's go. Dude, that's gonna be so fun. All right, yeah. So that being said, guys, if you enjoyed our breakdown, and you like us discussing film in various capacities, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if not already, ring the bell. Check out Hyperspace Side where we talk exclusively Star Wars stuff. Assume next time we're gonna talk about the Disney Gallery Mando episode that happened. Other stuff that breaks. There was some Anakin Kenobi things. You know, there's still stuff. You know, we're slowing down, but there's still stuff. Visions is right around the corner.
Let's go.
It's
Less
gonna
than
be
a
a
month.
blast. Less than a month. Also, thank you for anybody who came to watch my reaction to No Way Home. It actually was doing like hell of a lot better than the majority of my videos lately.
I thought it hit like 100,000 views.
Don't
Oh,
tease
shit.
me. Don't tease me. It's still monetized. Don't tease me. But no, it's like,
money.
it's something that like I think it's like nearing 600, and I'm just like, let's go. Like it's
Really
my
good,
6th year on
really good.
YouTube, and like those numbers still humble me so much.
Mhm.
So just thank you. It's a blast. It legitimately, like me involuntarily screaming 4 times was not like, I know I was like jokingly like, oh, here's all my fucking shit, but like that's shit I've collected since I was a child, age 3, reenacting the Spider-Man Goblin fight scenes in front of the TV. No lie. So it's just, this movie means so much. I'm excited. It's getting weirdly sentimental right now. I'm gonna take off. That being said, enjoyed it. Yeah, check back next time. Love you guys.